Happy Monday to the Ungovernables, the Captain's Crew, the LFA family, McGroin Nation. Coming to you live from the deep red state of Tennessee on rumble.com/LFA TV. Welcome. We say welcome to Ungoverned this morning. It is the 17th day of November. We are now more than halfway into the month, halfway over. With the month of, oh boy.
The 17th day of my birthday.
The 17th day of her month, day thing. There you go. So we are well on our way. We are, 10 days away from Thanksgiving? It's next Thursday, right? It's not this Thursday. It's next Thursday. So we're about 10 days away from my favorite holiday out there. It's because it's the eating holiday. So it's just make food, eat food. Don't worry about what happens. You know, just go nuts. I love to go. What was that?
No, one of your
Oh, geez. All right. Can you? Never mind. That's not going to be. We're not going to be able to do anything about that. Yeah, just kind of go back in there and stick it. All right, there it is. One of my lights fell. I've got them behind the TV, and it's so hot in here that the stickiness doesn't stick. So what I may have to do is pin them to the wall and have them.
Yeah,
that might.
This one's not on the wall either. Actually, this one's leaned up against the TV also.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to. I haven't stuck to the TV. It's fine. Yeah, that's all right. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe the wall will be a better fit. Anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm gonna just say, did I not call this a couple of months ago about MTG? Did I not tell you that MTG was kind of wandering off of the reservation, whatever? Did I not tell you that Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to be a problem? Did I not tell you that this was emblematic of the woke right? Right? And again, this is my favorite thing about Marjorie Taylor Greene and the whole MTG saga that's going on right now. Everybody when I comment about it on the internet, right? If I'm on X and I'm like, hey, Donald Trump pulled his endorsement from Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's a good thing. Why is it a good thing? She's America first. She's America first? Really? Where does making exemptions for illegal aliens being in this country illegally, working in the construction field, where does that fit in the America First platform and the America First agenda? I don't remember. I was under the assumption that we all wanted to deport all illegal aliens. Where does that fit, right? Where does that fit? Where does hyperventilating over one attack on Iran's nuclear facilities? Where does we're going into World War III! It's World War III. There's going to be flag-draped coffins! Where does that fit in the America First agenda? Hypervent. I'm not saying being against war is bad. I'm saying hyperventilating. Panicking. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Right? Where does having your net worth when you're in Congress explode nearly 40-fold? Where does that fit on the America First agenda? How does that fit into the America First agenda? Where does going on CNN and apologizing for quote-unquote toxic rhetoric, where does that fit in the America First agenda? Where? How does that help our country? The answer is it doesn't. That's the answer. And it.
Oh no! It really broke that time.
That time
flew off.
That's the end of that. That's great. Let's just shut it off. Just shut it off. I'll do it. I'll figure it out right here. I got it on the app. All right. These things, they sell you Velcro strips that don't work. Thanks, Amazon. Where does all of that from Marjorie Taylor Greene fit into the America First agenda? I guess I could say I'm just asking questions because that is what I'm doing. Donald Trump was right to pull his endorsement and pull his support from this woman. She has been a liability. She has been a disaster in terms of messaging. She's been all over the map. And you know what else she's done? She has been she's no different than somebody like Alex Jones, somebody like Candace Owens, somebody like Ian Carroll, somebody like Dave Smith. She's no different. And you say, oh, well, all those people don't like Israel. I have not brought up the country of Israel once. Not once. Not once. Not once. Okay? Has nothing to do with that. I don't care about her stance. That doesn't matter to me. That doesn't matter to me. Everyone has an opinion on Israel. Everyone has an opinion on AIPAC. Everyone has an opinion on, U.S. foreign policy. That's fine. I don't care about that right now. That's not what this is about. Hence why I haven't brought it up. She will go anywhere for a view. She will go anywhere for a like. She will go anywhere for any sort of popularity. Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to be liked. She doesn't want to be respected. When you come out and go, yeah, well, she doesn't take AIPAC money. Okay, well, she went from a $700,000 net worth to a $25 million net worth in 4 years. So she may not be taking money from AIPAC, but she's definitely getting money from someone. Somehow. Some way. So don't give me this nonsense that Marjorie Taylor Greene, oh, she's America first. Oh, she's been with Trump the whole way. She jumped on the Trump bandwagon because, again, as I mentioned, she's not a stupid person. She knows that doing that was going to give her popularity. When you used to see her get introduced at Trump rallies, people used to worship the woman. There's nobody who loved that more than Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's Marjorie first, not America first. And now she's going to drown. She's going to drown without Donald Trump's support. Drown without Donald Trump's support. And she deserves every second of it. Every second of it. All right. We're going to get to more from that on MTG. The whole first half of the show, we're going to talk about the dynamics at play. I'm going to play a couple of clips. Scott Jennings, Marjorie Taylor Greene herself. So we've got that. We'll have that and a whole lot more. Before we do that, I want to talk to you about our friends over at OFP Farms. It is OFPFarms.com. OFPFarms.com. Holiday season, I would say, is officially underway at this point. I would say it's officially underway at this point, the holiday season. You've got Thanksgiving next week. Very, very exciting. Thanksgiving next week. You've got Christmas in a month or so. Christmas in a month or so. And there is no better gift idea than going to OFPFarms.com. They've got something for everybody there. Explore the wonderful quality of Faith Farm and Freedom products with a special limited time 15% discount on your entire purchase. Take a peek at the lineup from OFP Farms. They are America's go-to soap company, famous for natural ingredients, the skin-loving perks of tallow and goat milk, and a big heart for farm-to-family skincare. Now, whether you're looking for gentle skincare or thoughtful gifts, these products bring together expert care and good values to make your daily routine that much better. Do not miss this chance to enjoy premium products that support your health and ethical choices for your entire family. Just go to OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com. Use the promo code Sean, SHAWN, Sierra Hotel Alpha Whiskey November, and you'll get 15% off of everything on the website. That's OFPFarms.com, OFPFarms.com. You see this Revolution soap? Smells like a brand new country being born. Yes, it does. OFPFarms.com, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com. Sign up on their website, too, to get their emails and promotions as you could join the herd. Holiday season is underway. Everybody loves the OFP Farms gift set. So go to OFPFarms.com and use the promo code Sean, SHAWN, to get 15% off of your entire purchase. OFP, Oscar Foxtrot, PapaFarms.com. Next up is our friends over at Silent, SLNT.com/Sean. Sean, S-H-A-W-N. Let's face it, folks, your phone is a tracking device between government agencies, big tech, corporate data brokers, even cyber criminals. Look, they're running the sweepstakes. Get in there. Silent.com/SHAWN. That is why Silent exists. They make Faraday gear that blocks all wireless signals, including cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, and near-field communications. No signal means no tracking, no remote access, no breadcrumbs. This is the same technology trusted by special operations teams worldwide, used to block signals, avoid surveillance, and secure communications wherever the mission leads. And right now it is available to you to protect your family, protect your freedom, and secure your digital footprint. Just drop your phone in a silent Faraday sleeve and it is off the grid, completely silent and invisible to the outside world. From their backpacks to their sleeves to their crossbodies, Silent and their patented technology gives you control of your privacy. Just visit slnt.com/Sean to get 15% and free shipping on qualifying orders. That is silent.com/Sean. Protect your rights, secure your data, and stay one step ahead. Silent.com. Go silent today. SLNT.com. And silence the chaos. Silence the chaos today. All right, here we go. Are we ready to get into Marjorie Taylor Greene? And this woman who is now playing victim. She's playing the victim. She's playing the victim. Donald Trump on Truth Social, what was this, Friday night? We were at Friendsgiving in Hohenwald. It was a nice time.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
Really fun time.
I really liked that crowd.
It was a great crowd. Donald Trump, we were driving home. I had no idea what was going on. We get home. I turn on the Islanders game. They're playing the Utah Mammoth. They wound up winning that game in overtime. While I was sticking Flonase, I was doing Flonase. Matthew Schaefer scored the winning goal, came running out of there. Stuff's dripping out of my nose. We won! Very happy. But last night didn't go too well. Although they played a very competitive game against the best team in the NHL. They lost 3-1. It was a good game, though. Donald Trump pulled his support from Marjorie Taylor Greene. He pulled his support on Friday night. Very long post on Truth Social. We'll read it for you. It's a very long post here. Well, let's get to the bottom and let's read the whole thing, shall we? I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of, quote, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports, or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars record-setting invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see is, quote, wacky. Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. It seemed to be all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance, unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with 219 congressmen and women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican-hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Yes, it is about time that Donald Trump finally put his foot down with these stupid people in Congress, these idiots who they say they support him, and then little tiny one little small thing doesn't go her way or their way, and that's it. I'm done. I'm done supporting Donald Trump. Now, look, I'm not saying you can't criticize the guy. I've done it before. I think that's healthy. I'm not saying Donald Trump is perfect. I'm not saying this administration has been perfect, because it hasn't been. It hasn't been. But he's right about Marjorie Taylor Greene. She has been so negative. And, you want to talk about the Epstein files. You know how I feel about the Epstein files. I don't think Pam Bondi should have kept her job through that whole saga. If I was Donald Trump, I would have fired her on July 6th. He gave her a longer leash than I would have given her. All right? I think she, Pam Bondi, exposed this administration to awful PR and opened Pandora's box with that July 6th memo about the files aren't coming out. This is all we got. You have it all. We gave you what we had you. But she said that everything was on her desk and there were all these different videos and all these different things, right? Then you have Donald Trump calling the Epstein case a hoax. Everyone thinks that he said Epstein was a hoax. What he was really explaining was that the Democrats' sudden attention, their sudden I don't know what the words. I have no words today. I'm all broken. This is what happens, right? Their sudden interest in the Epstein files, right? Their sudden interest, their sudden pivot to caring about the Epstein files, right? That's the hoax. That's the hoax. Because now they say, oh, we could spin this and make it look bad for Trump. Trump must be in the Epstein files. That's why he doesn't want them released. He's covering it up. Oh, all of a sudden the Democrats are interested in the Epstein files? They had years where they said nothing. Over the last 4 years when Biden was president, all of these people who were hyperventilating over the Epstein files, specifically those on the left, but even some of those in the woke right, they were silent about Epstein for years, totally silent. Now all of a sudden, because it gets them clicks, it gets them views, it gets them likes, it gets them publicity, now they care? That's the hoax. That's the hoax. Nobody is saying that what Epstein didn't happen. He was convicted of it. Nobody is saying that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't a monster. Nobody is saying that he didn't have associates. Nobody's saying that. Even back, and I don't like Bondi, but even back in the July 6th memo, people were like, oh, so now there's no list? There was never a list, folks. What do you think? Jeffrey Epstein kept a running diary? Today, I went into the basement of the temple on Epstein Island, and I ate a baby with Bill Clinton, November 1st, 1997. You think that's what he did? Are you people ridiculous? Are you people stupid? What do you think? A criminal is going to log his crimes on an Excel spreadsheet? Come on now. You think there was a list of names that existed? Here are the people that I trafficked women to. Clinton, Gates, Prince Andrew, Jeff Bezos, Tom Hanks. What do you think? You think that existed? Are you for real? There was never a quote-unquote list. In my understanding of the whole case, I thought maybe there was a list in the sense that a list of names were compiled by investigators when they were putting together their case to convict Jeffrey Epstein of sex trafficking. But he didn't keep one. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean there's no files. And that doesn't mean that we have all the information, because we don't. We know that there are a ton of files and pieces of information that are currently being blocked for release by judges. That has nothing to do with Donald Trump. That has nothing to do with Pam Bondi. That has nothing to do with a cover-up by the administration. There are judges that are saying we will not let those be released. We will not let those see the light of day. This really isn't difficult. But it is if you're a lying grifter. It is if you need to sensationalize. Now, I guarantee you're going to see this. Because Donald Trump came out in favor of the House voting to release the Epstein files. If and when the House votes to release the Epstein files, and if any new information comes out, and it does not confirm some of the wildest theories that have been floated on the internet, people are going to cry cover up. I guarantee you. You're going to see people like Luke Rudkowski, who is a total fraud. You're going to see Candace Owens. You're going to see Ian Carroll. You're going to see Dave Smith. You're going to see Alex Jones. You're going to see Owen Schroyer. You're going to see Elijah Schaffer, who, by the way, he has fled the country and is now in El Salvador. That's a story for another day. You're going to see all these people who pretend to care about the Epstein files. They don't care. Let me just back this up a little bit. A lot of the people who are telling you that they care about the Epstein files don't care about the Epstein files. You know what they care about? They care about the clicks. that come with talking about the Epstein files. Okay? Oh, we just want to see justice for the victims. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want to see more views and more clicks and more likes and more engagement on your social media content. That's all you want to see. We know that. I know the game, guys. I know the game. Okay? You are going to see these people who tell you they care about the victims and we want to see pedophiles. They're covering for pedophiles. No. You're going to see these people, if their wildest theories, if they don't get a piece of paper and evidence that says Bill Clinton ate a baby on some island in the Caribbean next to Jeffrey Epstein while he was getting a lap dance from a 12-year-old, if they don't get that, they're going to say, no, this is missing. They did the same crap with the JFK files. They swore up and down Israel was behind the assassination of JFK. And then when the JFK files were released and it didn't say that, they were like, oh, they're covering up. What if it's just not true? Have you ever considered that? I'm not saying Bill Clinton's not a creep. I'm not saying Jeffrey Epstein's not a creep. I'm not saying all the people he ran around with and trafficked women to and had all these whatever things with aren't creeps. I'm saying maybe that explosive piece of evidence that you think are in the Epstein, maybe it's just not there because that evidence doesn't exist. Maybe. But you're going to see this. You're going to see when any, if any new information comes out and some of the people's wildest theories aren't confirmed, they're still going to scream cover up. For example, because this is the low-hanging fruit, the easiest. If we get new information about Jeffrey Epstein after the House votes to release whatever they can release, thank you to Truth Stream for the raid, if you get new information, right, from the Epstein files, and that new information does not show a link between Jeffrey Epstein and the Mossad, you're going to see all the names that I just listed. Alex Jones, Owen Schroyer, Elijah Schaefer, Dave Smith, Candace Owens, Ian Carroll, etc., etc. Go, there it is. They're covering for the Jews again. Folks, I would put money on it. I would put money on it. Well, Marjorie wants us to be about the Epstein files. It's not about the Epstein files. It's the fact that she is a fraud and a phony. Here's more from Donald Trump. He said, Marjorie Taylor Greene is a disgrace to our great Republican Party. Look, say what you want about political parties. I don't believe pledging blind loyalty to a party is the best thing to do. But when you have, for example, let's look at July 13th, 2024. By the way, it's coming out that Thomas Matthew Crooks had social media accounts that showed that he too may have had a furry fetish. Gee, where have we heard that before? Sounds like Tyler Robinson, doesn't it? Interesting. They both climbed on top of a rooftop and tried to assassinate, one successfully, a conservative political leader. Interesting. Okay. But please, Candace, tell me how it was bees that killed Charlie Kirk, please. Stupid. You are now seeing Marjorie. She went on CNN and apologized for participating in toxic politics. Apologized. Are you kidding me? You had the president, Donald Trump, was shot last year. Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. Have you seen a single Democrat go on the mainstream media and apologize for their rhetoric? Maybe John Fetterman. Maybe. Although, in my opinion, John Fetterman has nothing to apologize for because he doesn't use that rhetoric. You have got to be, you are a cheap political prostitute if that's what you're doing. Oh, please like me on the left. How'd that work out for Mitt Romney? How'd that work out for Liz Cheney? How'd that work out for James Comey? He just got himself indicted. Here, this is a good one from Trump. Marjorie Taylor Brown. This was a good one. Donald Trump said on Truth Social, lightweight Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Brown, parentheses, green grass turns brown when it begins to rot, betrayed the entire Republican Party when she turned left, performed poorly on the pathetic View, and became the rhino that we all knew she always was. Just another fake politician, no different than Rand Paul Jr., Thomas Massey, who got caught being a full-fledged Republican in name only, make America great again. It's funny stuff. It's funny stuff. What else? What else did we get? Here's another one from Trump. This was late last night. Wacky Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember, Green turns to brown where there is rot involved, is working overtime to try and portray herself as a victim when in actuality she is the cause of all of her own problems. The fact is nobody cares about this traitor to our country. It's going to be funny to watch her lose her seat. Let me show you something. Look at what Marjorie Taylor Greene did. Look at this disgusting post. Talk about playing the victim. Talk about going full woke. Look at this. I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world. The man I supported and helped get elected. Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to death threats and multiple convictions of men who were radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed at me right now. This time by the President of the United States. Here comes you ready for the woke left turn? As a woman, I take threats from men seriously. Right. Give me a break. This is even worse. I now have a small understanding of the fear and pressure the women who are victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal must feel. Are you kidding me?
Thing to say.
So you're now going to compare mean tweets to getting raped? Okay. All right. So for those of you who are like, oh, we want to put the pedophiles away. This woman is now she is now essentially minimizing the actual victims of Jeffrey Epstein by saying it is comparable. It is comparable to a few mean posts on Truth Social from Donald Trump. What am I missing, guys? What am I missing now? Am I missing anything? Am I missing anything? There were always warning signs. You know how, remember how, it's a pop quiz for the OGs, the P1s 2 years ago. Why did Mo get introduced to the show? The OGs. Do you guys remember the origin of Mo?
Oh, yeah, honking the hog on
Yeah.
the table.
Do you guys remember the origin of Mo? Everybody? Anybody remember the origin of Mo the Hedgehog? Where did Mo come from? Huh? Why did I use this? And who did I use it to make fun of? Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember Cat Lady Kim? Midterms are not slipping away. Stop the negativity. It's not true. Why did I do this? The origin of Mo. Nobody remembers.
I remember.
Brennan remembers.
How am I the only one? My brain is usually the slowest.
There it is. This was when I used to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene and Kevin McCarthy. We said she was honking McCarthy's hedgehog under the desk. That's the origin of Mo.
Dylan remembers.
Dylan remembers. MTG and Kevin. Dylan remembers.
Lady Liberty remembers.
There you go. There it is. That's what it was. Kevin McCarthy. The signs were always there that Marjorie Taylor Greene was someone who was willing to go to whoever was going to give her love and affection. And by the way, if you're Brian Glenn out there, which I'm going to start calling him Brian Taylor Brown, because that guy is the biggest. He is the biggest wimp I have ever seen. That's the boyfriend. And I pointed out, this is the best part. I pointed out that Marjorie Taylor Greene's net worth exploded after being elected to office, and they got mad at me. I'm not the one who's all I get all day long. All I get, you're paid. Marjorie Taylor Greene saw a near 40-fold increase in her net worth after being elected to office. You don't like it when Pelosi does it, neither do I. You don't like that Bernie Sanders has 3 houses and his net worth exploded after being elected to office. At least he's been in office for 30 years? Something like that. Marjorie Taylor Greene, 4 years. I pointed out. I'm the bad guy for pointing it out. I thought you wanted to get rid of corruption. We're going to take a quick break. I am not a slam answer good question. Are you pretty confident the midterms are in the bag and not slipping at all? I don't think the midterms are in the bag. I just don't think that they're slipping. I don't think we can say that they're slipping away right now. I think there is here, I'll explain this. I think there is a coordinated, and it's not me, I don't dislike the person who said it. I'm just saying I think there is a coordinated effort to demoralize the base. Kind of like, you know how we always look at polls and a lot of the polls skew to the left and we think we kind of have this theory that they're suppression polls, right? That, oh, well, your candidate's down 8 points in the polls, so why go vote because they're going to lose anyway, right? Like that's a demoralization campaign too. I think there is a demoralization campaign right now that is being forced on us, on the base. That is, we use the term psyop. That's exactly what it is. The internet is not real life. It's not. Okay? And so the millions of replies and things that you see on the internet of people burning their MAGA, some of these people don't even come from this country. Nothing is slipping away. And on the flip side, nothing's in the bag. But this is, look, people call it infighting. Oh, it's infight. No. This is housekeeping is what it is. It's housekeeping. You can look at it across the sports ecosystem, right? Sometimes really good teams trade away players that you once thought were really good but are a problem in the locker room. It happens. And I saw Tyler Boyer from Turning Point USA going, go after the left. Well, it's kind of hard to go after the left when you have people on the right apologizing for their rhetoric on CNN. Thank you very much. All right. Quick break. Let's get to a word from our friends over at Old Glory Bank. It's oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com. Ladies and gentlemen, we love Old Glory Bank. They're great people. This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, and I'm here to tell you about Old Glory Bank. They are the premier bank for faith and freedom. You've heard me talk about how the big crooked banks debanked me and our beautiful first lady following the rigged election of 2020. Thankfully, there's a bank that loves your favorite president as much as I do. It's called Old Glory Bank. They don't debank Americans who love their country and honor the Constitution. That is right. You've heard me talk about Old Glory Bank. Old Glory Bank is America's best online bank that serves customers and small businesses in all 50 states. I'm a customer. My wife's a customer. They've got everything you need to bank online, including free accounts, free overdraft protection, early direct deposit, home loans, VA loans, and business loans. That is why Old Glory Bank quickly grew from $10 million to over $225 million in deposits. Your money is your business, period, end of story. Open an account today in minutes at oldglorybank.com and join the right side of banking. It's oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com, oldglorybank.com. You down with OGB? Yeah, you know me. We love Old Glory Bank, oldglorybank.com. All right. It's hot.
Oh, Nancy.
It's hot. Oh, my goodness.
What should I do?
I don't know. All right.
Turn the air on?
No, don't turn the air on because it's 30 degrees outside. Let's take one more quick break and have a shitty time, should we? At CaptainShitties.com. Oh, yeah. CaptainShitties.com. It's Captain Shitty Salsa. Ladies and gentlemen, Captain Shitties. SCHIDDYS. Be nice. We're not cussing. We're not mentioning bad words here on the show. Look, they got merchandise too. Bag. Look at the cooler bag. They've got the folding stadium seat, a koozie, the meat sticks. Gotta love the meat sticks. Captain Shitty Salsa, ladies and gentlemen. Explore the vibrant, sun-soaked flavors of the Southwest. With this delicious salsa crafted with a meticulous blend of farm-fresh ingredients, there are no shortcuts. Just vine-ripened tomatoes, crisp onions, a medley of zesty peppers, and a perfectly balanced spice blend that delivers an irresistible kick. This is a salsa for the flavor enthusiast. Its robust, chunky texture makes it the ideal companion for endless culinary adventures. Use it to transform simple tortilla chips into an extraordinary snack. Layer it onto sizzling carnitas tacos for an instant upgrade. Mix it into your morning scrambled eggs or use it as a dynamic marinade for grilled chicken. The complex layered flavors offer a perfect balance of heat and savory depth that mass-produced alternatives simply cannot match. Stop settling for bland dips and watery sauces. Seize bold flavor and truly elevate your next meal or gathering. Discover the genuine taste of the Southwest, where every bite is an authentic explosion of flavor. Order today at Captain Shitty's. You see it on your screen. SCHIDDYS. CaptainShitties.com. CaptainShitties.com. You got to get this stuff, folks. It's great. You know, you have Thanksgiving around the corner. You're having family over. You're going to watch some football, right? You're going to watch some football on Thanksgiving. Let me tell you what. A little Captain Shitty salsa with some nachos, some tortilla chips.
I had some with the cheese quesadilla.
She had some with the cheese quesadilla last night, and loved it. Huh? It was good. Was it watery? No. You see that?
No.
See all these commercial salsas. You leave it in the fridge for a while, and there's like a puddle that collects in there. Captain Shitties doesn't do that, so order that out. CaptainShitties.com. CaptainShitties.com. Okay. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where does this from Marjorie Taylor Greene fit on the America First platform? How many let's ask the chat a question. What percentage of illegal aliens who entered the country illegally are criminals? And what percentage of those should be deported? What percentage of illegal aliens who entered the country illegally are criminals? And what percentage of them should be deported? This is the question I like to ask and see. There it is. Look at it. Speak's got it. Bad Moon's got it. RP, Red Pill Fight Club, cheaper. The Darmax got it. Right? 100%. Freedom's got it. Sherry's got it. Kmart's got it. Kit Kat Mara's got, she loves Nancy Pelosi. Gina's got it. Look at that. 100%. Look at the chat. We have the smartest people. I have to say that. We have the smartest people. 100% and 100%, right? 100% of illegal aliens who entered the country illegally are criminals. They've committed a crime. And 100% of illegal aliens who entered the country illegally should be deported. Now, everyone's like, why are you attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene? That's infighting, and she's America First. This doesn't seem like America First. America First, to me, seems like putting Americans first and giving Americans jobs that are being taken by illegal aliens who shouldn't be here in the first place, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't appear interested in actually giving those jobs to Americans. Watch this.
As a conservative and as a business owner in the construction industry and as a realist, I can say we have to do something about labor, and that needs to be a smarter plan than just rounding up every single person and deporting them just like that.
Right.
So, and I'm going to get pushback on that, but it's,
Yeah.
I'm just living in reality from here on out.
Yeah.
And if anybody's mad at me for saying the truth, then I'm sorry.
Marjorie Taylor.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at you for saying the truth. We're mad at you for saying that you'd rather keep illegal aliens in the country if they work in the industry that your family has a business in. That kind of seems a little fishy. Doesn't seem America First to me. Mo time. We're over 800, right? Over 800, 900, you get the big Mo. Okay? When you voted for mass deportations, was there an asterisk that says, except the ones Marjorie Taylor Greene profits off of? Was there I don't remember seeing that. I remember seeing mass deportations, deport all the illegal aliens came into our country illegally because they're criminals. Start with the worst first and then go to the rest next. I remember, we talked about these things. Marjorie Taylor Greene, apparently, no. We have to keep the ones that are working, doing the labor for construction companies because obviously can't hire Americans, then it eats into your profits. How about this back in June? Any of this come true after the the Iran Operation Midnight Hammer. And don't, if you're in here in this chat, say, well, it still could happen. She was talking about this happening in the short term. Watch this.
Tell you what, 6 months in, Steve, and here we are turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel. We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag-draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers. And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
We're entering World War III. The whole world is going to erupt. Did we ever enter World War III? I remember I made a really funny video where I knocked over one of our lawn chairs, and I was like, now the bombs and the sirens have stopped. I'm out cleaning out the wreckage of World War III, and my chair fell over. Anybody have an update on World War III? Maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene has an update on World War III. Did we ever enter World War III? Yeah, it still could happen. Did we enter World War III as a result of the United States bombing Iran's nuclear facilities? Did any troops, A, hit the ground? Were there any boots hitting the ground? Were there any U.S. casualties? The answer is a big, fat no. Now, it's okay to be wrong about things. I'm not demanding perfection. I would never demand something that I couldn't myself provide either. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But Marjorie Taylor Greene seems to have forgotten that she said those things. I've been a big supporter of Donald Trump. You are second-guessing him minutes after we took out Iran's nuclear facilities. What's the alternative? Same with Tucker, by the way. Oh, thou shalt not criticize Tucker. I forgot about the 12th commandment, because the 11th commandment is thou shalt not criticize anybody who says they're a Republican, right? Thou shalt not criticize Tucker Carlson. You can't do that. If you do that, it means you're taking AIPAC money. Well, how about I look at Tucker Carlson and I say, why did he say we were entering World War III? Same with Alex Jones and down the list of these names, right? No. How about just if these people would have come out and said, you know what, I was wrong. I thought this was going to lead to a world war. It didn't. And I'm happy it didn't. None of them said that. None of them said that. Because they've been captured by their audience. That's why. They're afraid to say something that the audience disagrees with because they know they have a woke right audience that will boycott and cancel them as soon as they say something that they don't know. Why did Tucker Carlson push harder against Ted Cruz over something as stupid as the population of Iran and not push back against Nick Fuentes or even ask the question, hey, why do you speak favorably of Adolf Hitler? That's not me saying I want the interview shut down or anybody deplatformed. I'm just saying, why didn't he do those things? Well, Tucker doesn't usually push back against his guests. Well, he pushed back against Ted Cruz pretty damn hard. Audience capture, because his audience approves of him pushing against Ted Cruz, but does not approve of him pushing against Nick Fuentes. That's why. Has nothing to do with integrity. But here's my biggest problem right now with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here's my biggest problem with Marjorie Taylor Greene, okay? You had July 13th, 2024. Donald Trump was shot, nearly killed. Corey Comparator lost his life because Thomas Matthew Crooks climbed on top of a roof in Butler, Pennsylvania, and took shots at the former president, soon to be next president of the United States. You had the assassination attempt on the golf course that luckily was thwarted with, Ryan Wesley Ruth hiding in the bushes. Charlie Kirk was assassinated on September 10th, 2025 by a deranged leftist who believed that he was a fascist, wrote Antifa lingo on the bullets, subscribed to left-wing ideology, namely transgender ideology. You've had attacks on ICE officers. You've had attacks on regular people like us being swatted. Not once Not ever did we see Democrats going on mainstream media outlets like CNN apologizing for their rhetoric. And yet, 12 hours, 24 hours after Donald Trump withdrew his support from Marjorie Taylor Greene, you have her going on CNN with Dana Bash, of all people, apologizing and groveling to the left and pleading for their approval? And you're going to tell me this woman is an ally of ours? Not a chance. Watch this.
I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country. And it's been something I've thought about a lot, especially since Charlie Kirk was assassinated, is that I'm only responsible for myself and my own words and actions. And I am committed, and I've been working on this a lot lately, to put down the knives in politics. I really just want to see people be kind to one another, and we need to figure out a new path forward that is focused on the American people, because as Americans, no matter what side of the aisle we're on, we have far more in common than we have differences. Yeah. And we need to be able to respect each other with our disagreements.
What a joke. What an absolute joke. So she wants to talk about Charlie Kirk's assassination, which the left is solely responsible for. And she, a self-proclaimed MAGA Republican, is the one apologizing? I cannot wait for her last day in office. Not a single Democrat has apologized for their rhetoric that has directly caused attacks on Trump, the death of Charlie Kirk, attacks on conservative media personalities. None of them have come on to any mainstream media network or show, have done a single interview, not one apologizing. Hey, maybe we shouldn't have referred to MAGA supporters, Trump supporters, conservatives, Republicans as fascists or Nazis or white supremacists. Maybe we shouldn't have done that because, things are escalating too far and it's kind of getting out of control. The one we have apologizing for things like that is a Republican congresswoman. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for her. I'm supposed to look at that and go, oh yeah, maybe we should support that. No, I don't support that weakness. It's like if they expanded the shot on Marjorie Taylor Greene, there would have been a leftist with a gun to her head. It looked like a hostage video. What are you apologizing for? She's apologizing for things she said about the left. She'll never apologize for things she said to people on our side, like the countless accusations of anyone who disagrees with the thought leader known as Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh no, if you criticize her, you must be paid. You're bought off. People, she stood in front of signs that accused Donald Trump of being a pedophile. She's not apologizing for that. Oh, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. Give me a break. You know what? Just resign. Just get out of the just get out of the way. I thought we were done with people on the right apologizing to the left. This is why 2 years ago I was so proud of that hockey player on the Flyers, Ivan Provorov, because he was the one who refused to do all the pride stuff, and they came after him, and he says, I'm not apologizing. I'm not, and he stood strong. This is Sydney Sweeney hasn't even apologized. She's not even a politician. Sydney Sweeney, but you have Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, Dana, I'm sorry for taking, just get out of here. Just get out of here. Just get out. There is no room for that on our side, none. And you want to call that infighting, and you want to say, oh, it's so sad, I used to like her, that's fine. There's a lot of people who used to like her, okay? The bottom line is this person is a political prostitute. She will go to anybody who's going to give her a like, anybody who's going to give her views, anybody who's going to give her money, anybody who's going to give her approval. That's all Marjorie Taylor Greene is. I don't care what you think about her. I don't care what you thought about her at any other point in time. That is what she's doing. She went on The View. She groveled. She went on CNN. She apologized. Not a single Democrat has apologized for their rhetoric. Yet you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is supposed to, she's a strong ally of Donald Trump. Doesn't look like it. There's no room for that on our side of the aisle. None. None. She apologized for that. Doesn't apologize or take accountability or responsibility for predicting World War III when it never happened. What a disgrace. She deserves everything that's happening to not if she's getting death threats, she doesn't deserve death threats. She doesn't deserve swattings. She doesn't deserve bomb threats. I don't know if that's happening. If that's happening, she doesn't deserve that. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. But all the political ramifications, losing support, if she loses her seat in the primary and she fades away in the political arena, she deserves every last bit of that. And you won't catch me apologizing for saying that. All right. Quick break. A word from our friends over at goldencrestmetals.com/LFA.
Hey everybody, Jeremy Harrell here. Look, I want to talk to you a little bit about gold and silver. When I was a kid, I always wondered what Fort Knox must look like. And when I was a kid, I always envisioned that when you would walk into Fort Knox, you would see just gold everywhere, literally raining gold, kind of like what you see behind me right now. Unfortunately, as a grown-up, I don't have that kind of imagination anymore, and I don't even have that much trust that Fort Knox has the 5,000 tons of gold that we're supposed to have there. Meaning that decades ago, we went off the gold standard in this country, which took the value of our dollar down to just mere pennies. And since our federal government doesn't want to go back to a gold standard currency, then it's time to us to take matters into our own hands. Have you ever thought about buying gold and silver? Have you ever thought about taking portions of your IRA or your 401k or your nest egg or your savings and putting it into gold and silver, either all or a portion of it? Have you ever wanted to purchase silver like this in bullion or premium? I know I do. And I know I wanted to take matters back into my own hands, which is why I have worked with Golden Crest Metals to do that. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA is going to be your go-to, absolutely transparent and trusted partner. Now, you can go to that website or you can call 888-308-4202. And what the good thing about this is they're going to guide you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to guide you. They're going to give you all the answers to your questions. And there's going to be no hidden fees. It's completely transparent. No hidden fees. No pressure, no surprise markups whatsoever. Clients get to see everything before they purchase. They've even agreed to lower the minimum investment to the LFA audience in order to make sure that everybody has access to this. Free IRA storage, free insured shipping, and a full range of precious metals from gold, silver, palladium, and platinum. And if it's easier for you to just maybe click a QR code, well, guess what? We've got that available for you too. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Click this QR code on your screen and it'll take you right there. GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA. Again, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA, or call 888-308-4202 today to reach these guys. They're going to be a great partner for you, just as they have been for me, and we absolutely recommend here at LFA TV, GoldenCrestMetals.com/LFA.
All right, here we go. I'm going to respond to one comment in the chat. This is I don't even think it's a bad comment. I think it's criticism. I have no problem with criticism. Fade to Black 207 says, man, I want to like Sean so bad. I listen almost every day. Most things talked about I agree with. I just can't get past it when he spends a whole show bashing people like Tucker and Candace and MTG. Fade to Black 207. Send me an email at ungovernedshow@gmail.com. Okay? And I would love to set up a time because you can't call in now. I would love to set up a time where you can call into the show and we can discuss why I shouldn't be critical of Tucker and Candace and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because part of the problem with that comment is I'm not bashing them, I'm criticizing them. Just like you criticized me. I don't think you're bashing me. I just think you're criticizing the way I approach the show, which I welcome. But instead of one comment in the chat, let's have a conversation. I think that would be great. Open invitation. You can email us. You can email us. Somebody else said something about infighting. It's not infighting. It's housekeeping. Okay? That's what it is. But Fade to Black 207, open invitation. Open invitation. That's what I want. I think we should have that conversation. I don't care. Criticism's fine with me. It's the ones who flip out at criticism that, to me, I'm like, whoa. It's a discussion. It's a discussion. That's all. See? He says, sure, you're right. Bashing was a bad choice of words. That's it. If you don't like my criticism of Tucker and Candace and Marjorie Taylor Greene, you're welcome to feel that way. But there you go. Liberty 12754. We have not lost anything in 2026 yet. Keep the faith, okay? Keep the faith. I was going to play a clip from Scott Jennings. Do I have time? Let's see. How long is that clip? Let's see. Let me see. It is a 42. Yeah, we'll play it. This is Scott Jennings on why Donald Trump is right to do what he's doing to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Started with that political engagement. When they sent her that poll, that's when you start to see everything change. She opposed the president on his Middle East policy, attacking the Houthi rebels, attacking Iran. She's opposed the president on deportations this summer. So she's sort of become a policy opponent of the president, but I think it really all started with that political engagement, and now she's one of his most frequent critics on some of what I would argue has been his biggest successes this year. And if you want to count yourself as an ally of the President of the United States, it's not great to go out and run out to The View and other places and crap on him 24 hours a day. I mean, that's essentially what she's become. It's a well-worn path. A lot of other Republicans who've turned on the president have done that too.
But there's a difference.
And Scott Jennings is 100% right. Here is MAGA Mo. This is a big hedgehog. Okay? MAGA Mo. There it is. There it is. There it is. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. Appreciate everybody who's here every single day. Hit that thumbs up button before we go. Brennan is not up next. Because I saw the comment in the chat, hug that flannel for me, and it was the Scroll King tagged you. Jeremy Harrell, who's that? Jason. That's Jason? Okay.
That's King.
Gotcha. Jeremy Harrell is up next with Live from America here on rumble.com/LFA TV. Head over to rumble.com/LFA TV. Follow the channel. Hit the thumbs up button. We greatly appreciate all of your participation every single day. We're back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Rumble.com/LFA TV at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, have a great rest of your Monday. As President Trump says, we will never give up. We will never give in. And we will never, ever surrender. And if all else fails, we'll just become ungovernable. Thank you. God bless you. God bless this one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Jeremy Harrell up next with Live from America for the next 2 hours. Enjoy. Stick around. Give it a share and give it a like. In the words of John Fetterman, good night, everybody, even though it's the morning. Bang gavel. And thank you for your attention to this matter.